Are you saying to the people of Britain, the people that you've just described, who are going without wages and really being impacted by these strikes, to basically just suck it up until things change and that you'll just carry on and strike?
Well, what answer are you expecting to that question?
What is the answer?
I'm going to say suck it up, but I mean, it's an entirely inappropriate question if I got that.
Well, it's not an inappropriate question because these strikes are having an impact on people every day.
Excuse me. You seem to be here pushing a massively right-wing pro-boss agenda.
I'm asking you a question. No, these strikes are having an impact on people in this country. So what is your message to them?
What you're doing right now is pushing a right-wing pro-boss agenda in this interview.
Looking at a website, read.com, it says the average train driver salary in the UK is £48,500 a year. What do you say to people who say that the salaries are already high enough and pay shouldn't be an issue at this time when everybody is struggling?
Well, standing behind me now, there's not a train driver on this picket line. There are catering workers, there are train managers, there are station workers and all sorts of people that go in to run the railway. Their salaries are typically about £25,000 to £30,000 a year. They work around the clock, 363 days a year, running our railway in all weathers and all times of the day and night. They have not had a pay rise for 2 or 3 years, most of them. They're on nothing like 45,000 or any of the figures that Grant Shapps and you journalists quote night and day. They're on very modest pay and they need a pay rise. But of course they won't get a pay rise unless they've got a job. So what we've got to do first is secure their jobs and then move on to the other aspects in the dispute, which is cutting up their terms and conditions and a fire and rehire stance that's now coming from the government. When we've solved that, we can move on to the pay. But the pay is a long way from being on the table now because we've got to sort out all the other issues. And if I told my people behind me the figures that you're quoting, they would either laugh or cry at what you're saying, because it's a complete distortion of what railway workers have to put up with and what they get paid.